Arby's fast food joint, famous for its roast beef sandwiches, has been around since the 60s. While it's always grouped with other fast food joints such as McDonald's and Burger King, it's technically a sandwich restaurant more so than a burger place, thus compares itself to restaurants like Subway and Firehouse Subs. So let's take a look at the top 10 untold truths about everyone's favorite roast beef restaurant, Arby's. Really quickly, before the video starts, I want to announce this month's shoutout giveaway. Every month we do a shoutout on the channel. All you have to do to enter is subscribe, leave a like, and comment "I subscribe" down in the comments. At the end of the month, we're going to be picking one lucky person to win the giveaway. So yeah, without any further ado, enjoy the rest of the video. Coming in at number 1 is there is no Arby. Unlike most of the modern restaurants that have mascots like Wendy's and McDonald's, Arby's doesn't have a mascot. The company was founded in Boardman, Ohio by two brothers, Forrest and Leroy Raphael. Before they owned Arby's, they owned an equipment company, and they thought that there was an opportunity in the fast food industry that didn't rely heavily on hamburgers. They wanted to name the company Big Tex, but they were unable to do so because it was taken by another company that wasn't set up in Texas, but in Akron, Ohio. They wanted to come up with a name with their initials, so the brothers came up with the name Arby's. Number 2, the luxurious option. As previously mentioned, the first Arby's was founded in 1964 in Ohio in July after two brothers who were in the restaurant equipment business felt there was a need for a fast food place. As previously mentioned, the first Arby's was founded in 1964 in Ohio in July after two brothers who were in the restaurant equipment business felt there was a need for a fast food place that served something other than burgers. Beyond that, they also felt that the fast food industry needed some class, and Arby's was born. Initially only selling roast beef sandwiches, potato chips, and sodas, the first Arby's also tried to serve to a higher class society by focusing on the interior design of their facilities. At the number 3 spot is simply the fact that Hank Aaron owned a bunch of Arby's restaurants. When Arby's started its mass expansion campaign, it opened around 50 new locations per year. The most famous owner of Arby's restaurants was none other than the legend Hank Aaron. He started purchasing Arby's franchises around the Milwaukee area in the late 80s. This was the town where he played for most of his career. The investment seemed to be in his favor, as he is thought to have a net worth somewhere in the ballpark of $30 million. Number 4, Arby's, ahead of the competition. As the place that sells stacks on stacks of red meat, Arby's may not present itself as the most healthy fast food choice on earth. While most of the fast food companies back then wouldn't offer a grease-free menu, Arby's was one of the first companies to have the light menu in 1991. In 1994, it became one of the first chain restaurants in the country to ban smoking in their restaurants, and this is something that most cities and states would not adopt. Number 5, Arby's Best Burger. The original menu that Arby's had was a roast beef sandwich and chips, but now Arby's has one of the most diverse menus compared to other restaurants. Due to all the other things that they offer, their most popular item on the menu is still the roast beef sandwich or anything related to it, like the beef and cheddar burger. Even though this might be what the company is known for, the most demanding burger that they have on their menu is the smokehouse brisket sandwich, which came out on the menu near the end of 2013. The sandwich would contain smoked brisket, smoked Gouda cheese, barbecue sauce, and crispy onions. Every year, the sales of the sandwich go up around 15%. Number 6, people love meat. There is such a large amount of meat on the burgers, you would think that people would be getting tired of them. Well, you guessed wrong. When Arby's was first starting to expand their menu from roast beef sandwiches, they wanted the public to know that they had meat. They began to advertise that they have chicken, roast turkey, ham, corned beef brisket, Angus steak, and bacon at their restaurant. Number 7, the best commercial. As stated earlier in this video, the most popular sandwich being sold is a smokehouse brisket sandwich. The reason why the sandwich is so good is that the meat is smoked for 13 hours. It even got a Guinness World Record that was recorded on live television. The average person watched around 40 minutes of the video. They also sold a DVD of the meat being cooked for 13 hours and another bonus video with 8 hours of a turkey being cooked. Talk about loving meat. Number 8, Arby's and Pharrell Williams hat. Let's go back to one of the most exciting times, the 2014 Grammy, music's biggest night. It was during this Grammy that people started to realize that Pharrell Williams' hat looked like the Arby's sign. After the Grammys, there was a lot of memes going around making fun of the hat, and the meme even had its own popular Twitter page. When Pharrell realized what happened, he sold his hat on eBay and put all the money towards the One Hand to Another charity, which helps kids learn through technology and the arts. Number 9, Arby's sales. Arby's has always been considered a second or third tier fast food restaurant, even if it's the second largest sandwich restaurant in the business. It may surprise you to learn just how many sandwiches the restaurants have sold since the first Arby's location opened in 1964, Ohio. Since the first Arby's opened, they have sold around 5 billion classic roast beef sandwiches, which is a lot of meat. They've also sold approximately 3.4 million pounds of corned beef and 1.3 million pounds of sauerkraut. Even when Subway released their very own Reuben sandwich, nobody wanted them and just made it seem like everyone wanted to go to Arby's instead. Arby's was also able to buy Buffalo Wild Wings, which increased their sales even more. In 2017, Arby's was on headlines after they purchased the wing company, Buffalo Wild Wings. They were paying $160 per share in the company, and the deal was worth about $3 billion. Business can often be incestuous, and Arby's is a prime example of how to deal with it. Minority owner of Arby's being Wendy's, who owns 20%. The remaining 80% of Arby's is owned by a conglomerate called Rourke Capital, which also owns big restaurants like Auntie Anne, Carvel, and Jimmy John's. Buffalo Wild Wings was a private company that was out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Even though they were facing a tremendous amount of pressure from investors, Arby's has acquired the monopoly for the chicken and roast beef markets. Anyhow guys, that's the end of the video. If you learned something new or you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and tell me in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.